Today I ask the question, what makes the current meta strong and why? The meta at the moment is mainly populated by Runecraft, Forest and Dragon, each having a couple of variants, so let's start with Runecraft. Runecraft being probably the most popular and strongest deck in my opinion in the current meta. It has two major variants, D-Shift and Tempo. D-Shift I'm not going to talk about too much as I haven't seen too many in AA0 and it's not much different from past D-Shift decks, just with more follower support. Now to Tempo Runecraft, a deck that exists because of the new support Rune has gained from the last expansion with Daria the Dimensional Witch and Piercing Rune and the follower support added as well. So Rune's gain of Daria allowing you to empty your hand, draw 5 cards and spell boost all of those new cards by 5 is a massive tempo gain. When combined with cards like Ogler, Blade Mage and Fate's Hand, each one gaining a boost of 5 can drop them easily to 0, allowing them to easily be played. This allows for you to easily fill the board from empty and vice versa sort of thing. Add to the fact that Daria herself can be spell boosted to drop its cost to 0 as well, meaning you can drop Daria for 0 and then play everything that comes off it. So while Daria has one main playstyle being tempo gain, there's another set of cards that I find personally the best in Rune, and that's what makes Rune so powerful in the current meta. The Time Worn Mage Levi and the Piercing Rune. So in combo, Time Worn only costs 2 play points and with an evolve gains a 1 play point spell to deal 3 damage to an enemy. Now that on its own is pretty good. But if you have Piercing Rune in hand and play the Time Worn Mage, go for the evolve, you now gain 1 play point 3 damage spell and drop Piercing Rune from 4 to 1 play point, gain an extra 2 damage to a follower and 2 to the opponent. That ends in an insane amount of value for the 4 play point, along with the fact you can attack with Time Worn Mage, you can clear 3 followers ranging from 2 defense to 4 defense, easily in 1 turn. It also gains 2 spell boosts due to the spells making an easy setup for turn 5, turn 6 Daria, depending on if you go first or second. All these factors together give Rune a huge pool of removal cards and a lot of followers that can be spell boosted to 0 play points, making it very likely that you'll swarm the board over and over, your opponent would never be able to catch up. So now that we've gone over what makes Rune strong, let's move to Forest. Forestcraft has one well-defined meta deck, being OTK Roach. Although it's called OTK Roach, you don't need to OTK to win. This deck requires attention to every play and some mass skill to pull off. It also has a lot of versatility once you learn to play each matchup. So what makes Forest so good? Well, that's pretty simple. Rhino Roach. It has Storm, costs 2 PP and gains 1 extra for every card played before it. It means you can pull off a major set of plays with 0 to 1 play point cards, making the Roach have 5 to 7 attack easily, but on its own it's not too powerful. So to go with Roach, you want something like Elven Princess Mage, a card that evolves, gives you 2 0-point fairies that you can use with Roach so that you have more play points, free to play more cards, and drop the Roach to win the game. You can also combo that with Crystalia Tia, meaning turn 5, you can easily pull out the double fairies, pull out Crystalia Tia and gain a huge tempo spin. Crystalia Tia then summons Crystal Eve, which if you played the fairies beforehand gives you a 6/6 ward with Rush due to being evolved for free. Now onto what really helps make this deck more consistent and was given to us in the last expansion. The first of these 2 cards is Goblin Mage, which lets you pull a 2 play point follower from your deck to your hand. And the next card is Fortune Hunter Fina, which when evolved gives you a 0 play point Goblin Mage, so this makes the deck a lot more consistent, allowing you to easily have everything you would need to pull for the Roach combo. So pulling all of these factors together makes Forest one of the top decks in our current meta. You can easily deal 14 to 18 damage on turn 7 or 8 from hand. The one major drawback of the deck though is that it's very easy to misplay, meaning you could easily miss that 1 damage that could be crucial to getting the end of the game. Now we'll look at the new kid on the block, Dragoncraft. I don't have much to say on Dragoncraft because I don't have much experience playing it, so I'll do my best to explain why it's become so good right now. Let's start with the obvious. The power to ramp, meaning you gain more play points than the opponent, can easily make for bigger plays. A new card added, Draconic Fervor, is what I believe makes this deck so good. It's an extra empty play point, you draw 2 cards and you gain 3 health, all for 5 play points, with no drawback. Not much to say except this card is really powerful. Next, Dragon has Genesis Dragon, 10 play points, 7/9. with Storm. Might not seem that good overall, but when you consider you're playing at turn 6, turn 7 when your opponent had 6 PP or so, it gives a massive advantage with you gaining a 7 to 9 damage lead if you do evolve it. Now, a card that goes really well with that is Dragoon Forte. 6 play point, 5/1 that can't be attacked when you have overflow. That's just strong on its own. It doesn't need much explaining. Although what really helps it is the card Dragon Emissary that gives you a random 5 PP card from your deck. Well, 5 PP or higher. It can be anything higher. And it lowers its cost by 1. So combine the facts that you're ramping up the lower cost of big cards. This makes some huge swing turns and you can get things out a lot earlier than your opponent. Now that's all I know about Dragon, but here are some of the other cards that make the deck really good. You've got Lucifer for good heal and damage, Odin for good removal. Prince of Darkness is probably one of the best control cards because of the big cards it can give, such as 13/13s, drop your opponent to 1, things like that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope I've gone into enough depth. This is kind of the first time I'm doing this sort of thing, so I really hope you do enjoy it. Hopefully I can just improve and get better. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and I'll catch you guys next time.